The Winking Skeever was by far the most luxurious building Drathyna had ever slept in. The meals were delicious, but what really caught her interest were the reams of free potions left out for the guests. Complimentary lace-up boots as well? They really were spoiling her. Are you sure this is in character for me? Well, you do have a bit of a cheeky disposition. It's free potions and the boots are to die for. Oh dear, Veriline's back. You're looking dry and not especially mauled by slaughter. Oh, I see.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the dragon boy.
Lover's embrace? The absolute nerve of that Veriline. Still, I suppose I can't complain about 27% more health and stamina.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger.
To take her mind off the morning's most unusual encounter, Drathyna decided to deliver a potion to the Solitude Sawmill.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. It's good to see a fresh face. You wouldn't have happened to come from Whiterun, would you?
I'm really just here to carry one of your potions down to... Yes, that's the one.
Don't forget me next time you need herbs and potions.
Hello, I'm Gisley,
Vivian,
but you can just
could
call
you
me
check out the
Erica's
file
sister.
pantry?
Everyone does.
Which one?
Potion for yous, courtesy of Angeline Marard.
Here, this is for you.
He hired the others and paid for my goods. I am allowed to run the caravan, but I pay Risad a percentage of my profits. I say this without bitterness, for it was Risad who saved me from a life of servitude aboard a trading ship. I am grateful to have the life that I do now. It is a far cry from my days as an orphan on the streets of Corinth. The soldiers are some of our best customers, for we offer supplies and wares they cannot obtain by other means. It was Risad's idea to come here now, while the land is in turmoil. Where others saw only danger, he saw opportunity.
At a loss for things to do except talk to travelling merchants, our fearless heroine went to talk to a merchant who instead preferred staying in one place.
Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it.
Oh, so you just happen to need someone to convince them
Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time.
Oh, fine. Ain't like I have more important things to be doing. No, I really don't have more important things to be doing.
Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
It didn't take long for her to find the East Empire Company's visitor center and gift shop.
You talk to Egg Brothers. Deja has no words for you.
When she arrived there, however, it was to find a disturbing lack of Vittoria Vici.
Who are you? If Safia sent you, tell her to piss off. I'm a salvager now. You hear?
Did you put a bloody bear trap on the stairs?
Captain of the Red Wave, and a real slaughterfish of a woman.
I'd like to return to my previous question. Did you put a bloody bear trap? Excuse me, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You responsible for the absence of Vittoria Vici in here?
Why do you care? Seems like it ain't no one's business but my own. All right.
This fetching thing! I only just stole these boots. I mean, helped myself to these free boots.
Fresh fish, straight from the fjord.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding, you see. So many details to work out.
Yvette-san wanted me to talk to you
yes.
about a
If she wants
shipment.
to pay the 2,000 gold tariff, then we'll be all set.
Don't you think 2,000 septims is a bit excessive?
That's not my problem.
But do you know how many radiant quests it takes to scrape together?
That's not my problem.
Not my problem. Not my problem.
I really
Not
need to
my
get back to
problem.
planning my wedding.
Not my problem. Not my problem. Not my problem. Well, it's about to be your bloody problem, I swear. I swear to...
The finest fish here.
Some say I got my position because my cousin is the emperor. Nonsense. The man's given me nothing. He can't even be bothered to attend my wedding.
I think we got off on the wrong foot back there.
Ah, yes.
About Yvette's...
If she wants to pay the 2,000 gold tariff, then we'll be all set.
Listen, Miss Vici, there's no way you're getting 2,000 septims out of a stallholder like her. But I'd be willing to contribute 100 or so to your wedding fund if it'd help.
That would be acceptable. You can tell Yvette-san her shipment will be brought up to Solitude shortly.
Drathyna could not say with any accuracy it had been a pleasure doing business with her, but part of her was thrilled. She'd finally managed to get something done in Solitude without having to chop someone's head in half.
Thank you so much. I swear it's a fight with them every shipment. Here's something for your troubles.
The warehouse is for East Empire Company workers only. Entering without permission is a crime.
So why is it 2,000 to import some bloody
East
spices?
Empire Company's central warehouse. All of their shipments go through here. Unfortunately, thanks to some problems they've been having, it hasn't seen much use lately. Either way, it's off limits to you.
That doesn't really clarify anything about the spice tariff. Why are they so
How
expensive?
should I know? I don't work for them. If you want to help, I suppose you could head to Windhelm and talk to Orthus and Dario. He's in charge over there.
As was the case disconcertingly often,
Right
she
then.
and the guard seem to have been having two completely different conversations. Nevertheless, she dug out her map and started looking for Windhelm. Once she'd reminded herself how to get to the secessionist capital, she decided to forget about the East Empire Company and go instead to Morthal. That was strange. I feel like I need to sneeze or something. But it's a powerful sneeze. That had been an unusual little moment, but it probably meant nothing whatsoever. She was probably never going to come face to face with one of those strange talking walls ever again. Why do I get the impression you ain't being entirely honest with me? Morthal was a damp little city full of flowers, mud and benor, all of which, in their own way, gave the city a lovely smell. The mud sounded dull and crunchy underfoot. She preferred it with a little more splat. The Nirnroot sounded nerny as ever. And the broken down house on the edge of town? That sounded like it had to have a story behind it. But she wasn't about to go being nosy on her very first day in Morthal, was she? Can you teach me how to make one of them curved sword scimitar thingies like you do in Hammerfell?
You might as well ask me to turn wind into rain and the moons into stars. The blacksmiths in Hammerfell dedicate nearly half their lives to learning their craft. And yet, you wish for me to pass this knowledge as if it were the time of day. I am no sorcerer, sirrah.
I were only asking.
Please don't mind Yorick. He's not mad. Really, he's not.
You've piqued my curiosity. What's up with him?
My brother is sensitive. He has trouble focusing his attention on things. We were taking him to the Temple of Kinnereth in Whiterun, just so the healers could make sure he was in good health. And they say he's fine. Are you heading to Whiterun? Could you take this letter to the priestess, Danica Purespring? It's a note about Yorick's health.
I'll drop it into her next time I'm down there.
Thank you. Until next time.
I do what I can to see that Idgrud's time isn't wasted, and that she only has to deal with important matters.
What's the story behind that burned down house?
Ah, you saw that, did you? Life in Morthal has been troubled lately. The people are uncertain, restless. They merely look to the Jarl for leadership. There's news of rebellion against the Empire. Strange noises have been heard in the marshes at night. And then, the tragedy with Hrogar's home. The men simply seek wisdom. Everything will be fine.
Now that she'd made a start on being nosy, Drathyna could not resist seeing if anything interesting was left in the house. It seemed like perfectly normal wreckage to her. Nothing but burnt down walls, snow-dusted wooden floor, and the faint sound of a little girl humming a tune.
So, life has brought you to Morthal, and to me. What purpose this serves, we will no doubt see. Welcome.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Do you know there's ghosts in that burnt down house on the edge of town?
Hrogar's house? He lost his wife and daughter in the blaze. My people believe it to be cursed now. Who am I to gainsay them?
Tain't easy to gainsay what people have heard with their own ears. So is Hrogar still alive?
Hrogar blames his wife for spilling bear fat in the fire. Many folk think he set the fire himself.
No! With his wife and child still inside? To burn to death in it?
Lust can make a man do the unthinkable. The ashes were still warm when he pledged himself to Alva.
Almalexia's tusks. You should take him in for questioning in that case.
On rumor and gossip? No. But you, a stranger, might find the truth for us. Sift through the ashes that others are too fearful to touch. See what they tell you. Should you prove him guilty or innocent, I will reward you. Hrogar's fate is in your hands.
If you've business with the Jarl, I'd ask that you speak to me first.
Would you, by golly? Sorry to break it to you, Ethelfur, but...
Take my leave, then.
He took his leave, then. Drathyna's head was in a spin. She'd been hoping for a relaxing few days in Morthal.
Really, he's
Deliver
not.
a few parcels, maybe, or fight off a few mud crabs. But now there was a mystery to solve. An arsonist, perhaps, who'd burned his house down, murdered his wife and daughter, just so he could trade them in for a younger, prettier model. The depravity of some people shocked her, but she could channel that shock into the blade of her axe and let revenge be choppy.
I do what I can to see that it...
Hrogar said that this is where the fire started, but given that the wooden mantle seems barely touched by the flames, this seems unlikely. The floor here is especially damaged. This may be where the fire started, right next— Oh my god, there is a bloody ghost in here! Next to what used to be a window.
Helgi, but Father says I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Are you a stranger?
Well, I'd have to go with no. I'm a friend. What happened in here?
The smoke woke me up. I was hot and I was scared, so I hid. Then it got cold and dark. I'm not scared anymore. But I'm lonely. Will you play with me?
Yes, but I'm gonna need some more information from you about all this.
Okay, let's play hide and seek. You find me, and I'll tell you. We have to wait for nighttime, though. The other one is playing too, and she can't come out until then.
Other one? Who is the other one, Helgi? Who is she?
I can't tell you. She might hear me. She's so close. If you can find me first, I can tell you.
Well then, Drathyna said to herself, I guess I'm playing hide and seek with a ghost tonight.
Well, aren't you the pretty one? I bet all the men chase after you.
Wouldn't that be nice? There's a rumour that Hrogar burned his house down just so he could be with you.
Do they? How delightful. I'm lucky to have a man that is so devoted to me. All right then.
I'm not one for talk. Alva's been good to me ever since, well, since the fire.
Are you aware that your young daughter's a ghost and she's currently in the middle of playing an hide and seek with me?
Really? How nice.
Your daughter who died is a ghost? Do you want to come and find her with me, Hrogar?
I have Alva to take care of now. I don't need Helgi anymore.
Have you seen Leolette? Have you seen my wife?
I'm afraid not. We're actually looking for a ghost, but she's nowhere to be seen.
I understand.
So, what's wrong? What's the issue with Leolette?
I'm just a poor man trying to make a living. I'd leave Morthal were it in my power. This damned war has cost us. Me. Everything. My boy is to grow up without a mother? What life is that? It's not right, I tell you.
I'm sorry, but do you have any idea what might have become of Leolette?
Hasn't been seen for a while. She just vanished without a trace. Some say the swamp took her. Part of me wishes it were that simple.
You have my condolences. But fair play to you for actually being fond of your wife. I know how hard that can be for some men. By the time she met Thonir, Drathyna had already searched most of the city. The only place left was an unassuming little path between the houses and the cliff. She wondered if she might run into Leolette, but it didn't seem likely.
Never should have come here. You found me! Leolette was trying to find me too, but I'm glad you found me first. Leolette was told to burn Mommy and me, but she didn't want to. She wanted to play with me forever and ever. She kissed me on the neck, and I got so cold that the fire didn't even hurt. Leolette thought she could take me and keep me, but she can't. I'm all burned up.
My condolences, Helgi. But Leolette's dead now by my hand, and I swear I'll get to the bottom of this.
I'm tired. I'm gonna sleep for a while now.
I can't believe this. Leolette, the man with the torch's wife, was a bloody vampire? And she tried to turn Helgi, but Helgi burned to death? Then where does Alva come into all this?
She began to spend a lot of time with Alva. Yet just a week before, She despised her. In fact, the night she disappeared, she was supposed to meet Alva. Alva told me later that she never showed up. I never got to tell her goodbye.
Unfortunately, Thornir, it's beginning to look like she might have met her after all, and bitten her and turned her into one of them.
You think Alva? But that means... Ye gods! You think Alva is a vampire?
It seems kind of obvious at this point, you have to admit.
No, you're wrong. You must be wrong. Leylette may have met her fate out in the marsh. I refuse to believe Alva had anything to do with this. There is no way you can prove it to the Jarl.
Strange as it was that Thonir would so suddenly go to bat for
I
Alva.
hope Alva is
Go to
not
bat for Alva. Drathyna resolved to uncover the truth. With cat-like tread, our fearless heroine infiltrated Thonir and Alva's basement. Their taste in furniture left Alva's true nature in little doubt. Only a vampire would be so depraved as to keep a metal pot in the barrel corner. And who else but a creature of the night would leave sprigs of deathbell on the bedside table? Dear Diary, I can't wait to enslave the entire population of Morthal for Lord Movarth, down there in the cave outside of town. I just wish Leylette was a better assistant, and not so obsessed with that stupid Helgi girl. Blimey, that's a damning piece of evidence if ever there was one. Sorry to burst in on you like this, Jarl Grod, but it's urgent.
Shameful, really. You should respect your elders.
Yes, well, anyway, Leylette started the fire on behalf of none other than Alva.
Alva? Didn't think she had it in her.
She's a vampire. She was working on some sort of evil plan.
I assume you have proof? Can't go making accusations like that without proof.
Of course, I nabbed a diary down in cellar.
So it's true. The traitorous bitch. Morthal owes you a debt. Here, you were promised a reward for solving the crime, but I need one more favor from you. Morthal is still in danger. The journal mentions Movarth, a master vampire I thought was destroyed a century ago. I'll gather together some able-bodied warriors to clean out Movarth's lair. They'll be waiting outside for you to lead them.
I'm going to Movarth's lair to kill that monster. Are you with me?
Yes!
Take us! Yeah!
Kill the vampire!
Kill
Let's
him.
kill him! We're marching on Movarth's lair, whether vengeance for Leylette.
In the mood for some violence, Thornir?
Oh, yes. Take us to Movarth's lair.
Scary, too.
And it's full of vampires?
Cowards! We must kill the vampires. We have to make them pay.
Jurgen and I both work hard, all the time. Morthal is important to both of us. Until next time.
Of course. But why not let her go in first?
No one else coming then? Fine. Fine, I can handle all these vampires by myself. Well, myself and my, spectral wolf. Bye then.
Damn elves. Pay for this.
Blade and shadow, silence and death. These are my arts. For a modest fee, I'll make great art for you.
I'll be happy
You have
to assist
chosen
you if you'd like
wisely.
to purchase something.
Lead on, and I shall follow. Lead on, and I shall follow.
They may be cowards, but I'm not. I'll go with you.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have minded if you'd said something to that end earlier, Thorny.
Lead on. All right, then. Keep your wits about you. Morthal's heart is safe place. Victory is yours! I submit!
You can't beat me!
What's that?
We have acquired a housecarl named Gorm. The Imperial Legate sadly could not be persuaded to leave his duties.
Did you hear something?
Huh? Time to end this game. Ready for that?
Just a taste. Doing business with you.
Hey, Watson!
Did you hear something?
Alright, that's my part. Now over to you lot.
See you in pieces. No one
Excuse me. Coming through, please. Excuse me.
Huh?
Excuse me. Wow, you really did a number on them. Oh, and I see they did a number on some of you too. I'm sorry. Tell you what, let me just tidy up a bit around here.
Someone there?
I smell blood. Shadows, take me.
What's all this? It's like Boot Central in here. I suppose I have been known as a bit of a freebooter in my time, so don't mind if I do. It had taken many days of effort and flagrant cheating, but at last Drathyna had triumphed. She would make sure to leave a sizable donation to the Dawn Guard's Widows and Orphans Fund before she left.
Mother's calling me. It's time for me to sleep now. I'm so tired. Thank you for making her feel better.
You're welcome, Helgi. Gorm made his way back to High Moon Hall, and Thonir returned to his relatively normal life as a miller. As for Janassa, she decided those 500 septims were well and truly spent, and she'd be returning to Whiterun on the double. Maybe she'd do something safe, like mammoth tipping. As for Drathyna, she had some good news to deliver.
Well, look at you. If only everyone acted like you did.
We've killed Morvarth.
By the 8th, I didn't think he could do it. Now maybe we can put all this behind us. Take this as a token of our gratitude.
Much obliged, Jarl Ravencrone. Don't suppose there's anything else you want me to do since I'm here.
There's room in my court for a new thing. It's an honorary title mainly, but there are a few perks someone like you could make use of. However, I could only grant the title to someone who is known throughout my holding. You help my people, and I'll make you my Thane.
Thane, you say? I mean say? Well, I'll think about it.
Good luck.
Becoming a Thane seemed like a very distant prospect. Yet when Drathyna checked her quest log, she realized she'd already helped out the 3 people needed to become eligible.
Then by my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Hjalmarch. Congratulations. I grant you this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble now.
Isn't it strange how things have a way of working out sometimes?
Teamwork right there.